what's up, everybody? It's Big Blue Power Hour from Out of the Box Entertainment, Out of the Box Sports Entertainment. I'm here with Paul and Stacy talking New York Giants. Not a lot going on, but figure we'd
We're
start
here.
for our new time at 8:30 on Mondays. Evan will be with us next week. He got something to take care of, but how's everybody doing?
I'm doing pretty good.
I'm
I'm just glad to be here with you guys tonight. Finally, I get to be with like the B team here, so I just want to know what it feels
B
like.
team.
Yeah, I mean Wednesday night the A team, at 9:30, but
Yeah.
I want to feel
A-team.
like the less fortunate people out there
Is
that
A for asshole?
No, it's probably for age because I'm the oldest of the group.
Yeah, he is pretty old. Yeah.
Wow,
That is true.
All
Yeah,
gray hair.
Hey, it's gone.
I was just asking.
I got a lot of gray hair too, and I'm like,
What, Dan?
I'm
Where?
44.
Where's the gray at? There's no
Oh,
gray.
you just shave it. That's why.
I couldn't deal with that anymore. I had to, man.
Eileen, a Cowboys fan on a Giants show. What? Yeah.
Eileen, they asked me.
Eileen, we all have to go slumming sometimes.
You guys got to tell the
Here we
truth.
are.
No, seriously. Let's keep it real here, okay? Look, you guys asked me to come on the show because you guys need to boost the ratings, and what better way to have me on the show to boost the ratings? So here I am, Eileen. That don't get it twisted. They asked me to come on here, okay? They wanted part of the A team. So
maybe for Cowboys fans.
Yep.
Well, I mean, look, I had to represent the real blue.
Michael Myers says, "Yep, I'm here."
Look at that. That's right. See that? You're damn right. See, the Cowboy followers follow.
Oh, is that who that is?
Michael Myers. Even though Michael Myers is a Cowboy fan. Look, he just said it. He follows us. So make sure you tune in tomorrow night, 9:30. The 215 boys are live. See, they follow us. See that? I bring my followers to you guys because you guys need help out there. So I'm here. Okay, I'm here.
Oh,
right?
Get out of here, Michael. Typical milking of Cowboy. Boo.
Thank you, Michael. Michael knows the truth. See, he knows, okay? I mean, there's a reason why we have a star, and it's called 5-time Super Bowl champ, America's team. Like, come on, guys.
Maybe we'll get a fifth. Maybe we'll get a fifth in the next 5 years. I'm hoping so.
Hey, well, listen, it's been 27 years for me, so anytime soon.
Man. I mean, I think that's the only satisfaction I have. You one more title than us, but it's been a long time.
Yeah, what
have you done
than
us?
I'm just happy that I haven't had to hear, we're going to the Super Bowl every
those Cowboys teams are pretty good, man.
Wait till Labor Day weekend. September 4th.
It's going to start before then.
No,
dude, they're preseason. Come down here. Come down to the Dallas area.
Down there,
they win one preseason game and they're going to the Super Bowl. Trust me.
No, I think he's more realistic. I think.
Yeah, you at least got to win. You at least got to win 2 in preseason. You got to win 2 in preseason for me to get hyped. Come on.
I don't even care about preseason.
Right? You go 5-0 in the preseason. No, that's a fucking preseason.
We're going to the Super Bowl if Tyron Smith can stay healthy during preseason. Then we're going to the Super Bowl. That dude he gets injured and waking up in the morning. That's what he gets heard about every year now. So, yeah.
Well, hopefully under Thomas don't have that issue. But talking to your Giants, I mean, there's not a lot going on. I'm hearing more wide receiver trade target rumor stuff from certain people.
Mm-hmm.
I like I said, I don't really know if they're going to do that. I think I've heard McLaurin, Diggs, obviously. I've heard other people, but who are you going to give up for a receiver? And they have like 12 or 13 of them.
Yeah, but if you get Diggs, how much? What's that price tag going to be? What's that price tag going to be? Can you afford that? You guys can afford that. Nobody.
I don't think so. I don't think so.
The Giants cannot afford that.
I don't think they could afford it cap wise. I don't think they could do something like that because Stephon Diggs will cost you $20 million a year.
No, at least that. I mean, you got OBJ demand getting $22 million a year. Just imagine what Diggs is going to call for.
I would love. I mean, if they got Stephon Diggs
out for 2 years,
if they were able to pull that off, if she was able to pull something like that off, obviously I wouldn't mind. But I think you want to give Hodgins a better shot. You want to give Hyatt a shot.
Mm-hmm.
You want to give some of these other younger
exactly
a shot.
We need to get them young and up and comings. I know it's rebuilding.
Yeah.
Why are we going to get somebody who's been in the league? How long's he been in the league for? 5 years, 6.
But
you know what I mean?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like this would be
good,
awesome.
But
you're better off. You're better off going after DeAndre Hopkins, a little lesser price.
That's what I've heard. That's the guy
I've heard that one too. But
I've heard rumblings, but how much would he cost?
Well,
maybe less because he's injured a lot.
I mean, his contract is big, really back-ended, so he's going to demand. I think he's at $22 million this year, but they released him, so it's pretty much off the books anyway. So you'll probably get him maybe 11 to 15, which is still a lot cheaper than a Diggs. But you're looking at talent-wise, 1A, 1B. It's not that way. It's like 1A versus a D, basically. You know?
Exactly. Let's see. Spectator 95 said Hopkins still hurt. I think. I mean, that's my concern. Like what Spectator said, his injury.
But you know what? Honestly, if you really think about it, the injury is there, but you got to remember who he played with too. Kyler Murray. Nobody wanted to play with this dude. Okay,
Kyler Murray.
He's a fucking diva.
You know,
if he was more dedicated, he'd be better.
Right.
But
if that's me playing wide receiver, I'm going to say like, okay, well, you know what? Yeah, that turf toe came back last night. You know, when I got out of bed, the turf toe hit me. I don't want to play with Kyler Murray. You know?
Yeah, Kyler Murray. That's the thing. Like, it's the same thing when you're talking about like trading for like a guy like McLaurin. He hasn't played with a good quarterback either.
Exactly.
You know, he hasn't played with a solid quarterback either. You know, I'd love to get DeAndre Hopkins, but you know, first the price tag. You know, Shane's trying to sign Saquon Barkley or not. They're trying to restructure maybe other people. So you have other financial issues, and I think, you know, maybe their wide receiver core may not be where it is. What?
Yeah. So you have other things that need more attention.
Exactly, like, more urgent things. I think they need to. I think if I'm gonna go for a free agent, I'm looking for I'm looking for another. I'm looking for more guard depth. Probably.
I mean, going back to wide receiver, I think you guys are pretty okay though. If you guys don't start a big name, I mean, the Campbell coming in this year was a huge asset, of course. You know, and then Jalen Hyatt, it's remarkable. He's a 1A wide receiver now.
And they have Jamison Crowder.
Exactly.
Could be depth. They have Shepard Robinson coming back.
Exactly.
They have Hodgins, Colin Johnson, Ford Wheaton, who's an undrafted guy. They could have like 15 guys. Slayton.
And I like that Wheaton guy. He's
some
big.
Of these guys.
6'4".
That's what I mean. He's a huge red zone threat. I think that's something you keep around. Yeah, you keep around something like that.
It's a big target, and you know maybe they could. You know, he's an undrafted guy, but I'm interested to see if he's going to make it or make the practice squad. Because they have so much depth, he's really gonna have to make an impact.
How's he doing on special teams though? Has he been on special teams this year, Wheaton? That size, you really don't see a 6'4" dude on special teams.
No, they've had Hyatt returning punts, which they're probably not going to do.
No,
they've had a couple other guys doing that, but I think that's just to get them acclimated to
the game speed,
to game speed or something like that. I don't want him. Who is better, Dan Reeves or Jim Fossil? Man.
Shit.
Well, I thought that read Jim Fossil. I'm sorry. No, I'm just joking.
I'm gonna
say Dan Reeves.
I'm gonna say Dan Reeves. I'm gonna agree.
Yeah,
Not that Fossil was a bad coach at all. He was solid too. Well, I'll say Dan Reeves.
I like Dan Reeves as well. I mean, he was with the real team once. You know, he played for a real team. You know, Dan Reeves did. He played for a real team. He's a real team. He played for a real team.
Always got to talk about the girls.
He had that star on his head, so I'm going to give him the boost there and give him the nod. Of course, Dan Reeves.
You know, they give stars to kindergartners. Okay.
Is that why, Stacey, in high school I got all the stars on my report card all the time? Is that why?
Again, you got them in high school?
Well, yeah, I was in the class that you weren't in. I was
special ed.
Well, I didn't want to say that, but yeah, thanks, Stacey. Thanks for letting it all out now. I thought I was just very smart. Thanks.
But
said I was special.
But like I said, if you're looking for more depth, I don't see them training for a target. It's going to cost you. I'd be surprised if they did it. I see other areas they're going to focus on.
I think Stacey needs some oxygen real quick. I think she's dying there.
Man, what's the weather like down there?
No, I think she's just reminiscent because my mom talked to her before. She said, "Yeah, Paul's special," so I think she's reminiscent about that.
Yes. It's 82 right now.
Not bad.
62 here.
Sorry.
Gosh.
I am out on my front porch. Tomorrow. So.
God, yeah.
Well, like I said, there's not lots going on, like football-wise, So
yeah, it's not. I mean, it's just
talk about the highlights at OTAs, but. That doesn't really make a difference, I like seeing the interviews.
The main thing is
so what about some hockey? Who do you think it's going to be? The Knights or the Panthers? Vegas?
Vegas.
Well, all I need is I can say this. I need the Vegas to win tonight because I took a bet on them tonight.
As long as you get
what time do they start?
8 o'clock. They should be. Actually, should be on right now. So I don't want to look at my phone there. So kind of worried about it.
Yeah. No late night games, no 10 p.m. games, none of that. It's going to be 8:30 every game.
I know it's been. Stacey, what the hell? You okay there? Something run across you?
I'm yelling at my neighbor's cat. She's trying to eat my cilantro.
Oh, don't let Anthony do that. Don't let them do that.
Oh, here we go. 1-0 Vegas.
All right, thank you. That's actually good. I need Vegas to win tonight. Yeah, I mean, I tell you, like Dan, like talk about OTAs. It's like hard even on the Cowboy show on Wednesday nights. Dave and I came up with like the NFC all NFC East team.
Yeah,
even like that stuff is like so hard because you can only talk about OTAs so much. Who's coming off injury. If there's no injury, like, you can't really talk about anything. It's
that's
crazy.
probably the best news about it. There's no injuries.
Yeah,
that's probably the only thing I can think of. Like, hurt.
That's the thing. Like, Dave and I talked about it last week, and I'm like, Dave, first thing he asked me is like, any injuries? I was like, no son of a bitch has got injured yet. We can't talk about that. Like, you don't want injuries, of course, but at least it gives you a topic to talk about. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I got a comment here. I remember this game. I'm in 93 was where he separated his shoulder. Spectator.
That was a separated shoulder game. Yes, it was. And that, you know what? That was one of his best games in the fourth quarter that he ever had in his career too.
Is that versus us?
Yes, it was.
Of course.
Yep. It was a Monday night game, if I'm not mistaken.
Man, that was a hell of an effort by him, but that was unbelievable.
I remember he came up the sideline.
Unbelievable. Dude, nowadays they are like, you've got a cut on your finger. You need to sit your ass down.
Yeah, you come off the field with a cut on your paper cut. Yeah, you come off with a paper cut. You're in the concussion protocol.
Yeah, exactly.
You're out. You're done. He's out.
Under the tent.
You're throwing the towel and you're out. Coach, I'm okay. It's a paper cut. No, you're out.
No,
2 weeks.
You got to cut. 2 weeks.
Hold on.
On that. Go get
he said no, it was a Sunday game 95 and Dan Reeves was the coach. Yes.
Okay. I thought it was a Monday night game where he had to separate his shoulder as well.
No, but man, like I couldn't believe that. As a Giants fan, I was not happy, but Emmitt Smith was an unbelievable running back.
We'll talk about Emmitt Smith real quick. I was the biggest fan of Emmitt Smith. My ex-wife used to work at the Tropicana, and I used to work at the Valleys as a pit boss, and she used to work at the Diamond Gem Club. And funny story is we both worked a graveyard shift. We lived in Brigantine, New Jersey. She calls me and says, hey, there's a guy over here, this African-American guy. He's like 5'10", really built. And she goes, he has a ring on his finger, and he showed it to me. It has a star on it. Who's Emmitt Smith? And I said, what? She goes, Emmitt Smith is here. And I was like, are you serious? She's like, yeah. She took a selfie of him like this with her. And she's like, is he any good? I was like, oh, my God.
What?
I don't get off till 8 a.m, but can you get his autograph? And she's like, yeah, I can get it for you. And I'm like, okay, if he's going to be there at 8 o'clock, tell him I'll be there. She's like, she didn't even know who this guy was. I'm like, are you serious? What?
Wow. Some people just are totally oblivious. They don't watch sports at all.
Mm-hmm.
And then they don't realize who it is,
Yeah, and the only thing she remembers is she goes, wow, that ring on his finger is remarkable. I'm like, what year was it? What year was it? She's like, I didn't even look at that. All I seen was the diamonds. I'm like, great. Real nice.
Yeah, the rings actually, they're talking about the rings. You get more and more advanced every year.
Surprised she didn't leave you for him at that point. What?
Got a comment. My friend who is crazy, UConn Giants fan, silly Red Sox fan, would like to point out Bellinger looked like he was beasting. Yeah, we were talking about that.
Yeah, he was beasting right the F out of his clothes.
He looks like a bot, like he's a bot. I'm like, what the hell? I didn't even know he was like that.
I think this is a topic for Stacey here because Stacey brought that as first thing she hopped on tonight.
Yeah,
she was talking about Bellinger here.
Bellinger. Oh my God, Bellinger.
Look, Stacey, you wouldn't take this body over Bellinger over this body here. What? Are you serious?
Yeah.
Oh, all right. Serious. Well, this is worth a try.
I would eat.
Oh man, he is like
whatever off of his body.
Ridiculous. Like I didn't know he was that good of a
Yours, I would just throw food at you.
Honestly, it looks like he put on.
I'd probably eat it too. Shit, I mean,
looks like he put on 10 pounds. That's what it looks like to me.
He looks nasty. Like I seen that. Like
he didn't look like that last year.
His arms look like what the wrestler Hulk Hogan with the 24-inch pythons. Like you got to be kidding me, dude. You're going to be the first one in line for Roger Goodell's piss test. That's what you're going to be.
That's what everyone was saying. That's everyone was making the comments. Like, drug testing coming up.
Yeah,
drug test coming up for you, Bellinger, sir.
It's so funny. Like I know you guys don't watch a lot of NBA like I do, but what's his name? Alex Caruso from the Lakers a couple years ago. He was in the weight room when he got injured, and he came back and gained 20 pounds, and they had a picture of him on Instagram where his arms are like ripped. Soon as his first game came back, he only scored like 4 points. He got piss test. That's gonna be a locker room thing for Bellinger when he comes in the first day.
Mess with him.
Head to the.
You got a random.
Yeah, you got a random. Head to the med doctor there, brother.
Stacey is all right. Calm down. Yeah. All right, let's calm down.
Don't forget the chocolate syrup and strawberries, Eileen.
Calm down over there.
We're gonna make a meal out of this.
Calm down now.
This show just went R-rated.
Yeah. Let's keep
was it already?
Please, thank you.
Well, yeah, I'm
really
rated R. I'm always
rated
R.
PG-13.
No, of course not. When I'm here, it's rated R. You know that.
Yeah.
With a body like this, I'm like Bellinger body here. Come on.
Yeah, but there are a lot of players that feel like that. But like I said, I think Bellinger honestly put on 10 pounds.
Hell, I put on 50 pounds. I still look good.
50 pounds of fat.
Well, hey, Dan, watch your mouth.
Yeah, I put on like 20 pounds of fat probably in the past 3 years.
Well, listen, all I can say is I'm down 45 pounds in 4 months.
That's pretty good.
Pretty damn good. Yep.
That's pretty
I'm
good,
feeling
man.
pretty good. I want to get in that Bellinger mode because, like in high school, Stacey never gave me the time. So maybe if I look like Bellinger now, hell, who knows? At 52, every squirrel finds another 52. So maybe that's my time to say, like, wow, he really does look good now.
Give it another 52 years.
Hell, I'll be dead. I'm probably dead next year, the way I feel, You don't know what it's like turning 52 and getting up in the morning and you're here creaking at your bone.
Oh, I don't.
Oh, okay.
I do. My shoulder does that. Like goes click, click, crack, 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 cracks like 3 times.
It's a struggle to get out of bed and put your damn slippers on for the day. You know what I
mean? At night, I'll go bend down. Like if I have to take socks off or something, my whole back, it's like, I'm like,
oh my goodness, geez.
Oh God, if that happened to me, I got the rod in my back. If that happened to me, remember that commercial?
Oh, God, you'd be out.
Yeah, I fall and I can't get up. Don't even worry about that. It's just going to say he's dead. Don't worry about him. Yeah.
Yeah, but
just kick him as you walk by.
He probably would step over me.
Yeah, but like that usually happens in the second year of player in the NFL. They get on that weight training program for the teams, and then they start putting on weight. Hyatt needs to do that too.
There's a lot of players though. Like you look at, remember Devontae Smith when he came in, Twiggies. I call him Twig Legs.
Oh yeah, he's
but you know what? The kid, that's his natural weight, and the kid can ball out with that weight. But like me, man, if I'm coming to the league at, I'm a wide receiver, I'm 6'1", 150. First thing I'm doing is I'm going to get a cheesesteak, some Strombolis, get some food in me. But I don't know. I mean, if that's their weight, their conditioning. I mean, I
agree with that.
A certain way, but. Man, I don't know, man. I'm worried about that. If I have chicken legs out there, I don't want to be the chicken leg on a Sunday,
No, because that's a broken chicken leg.
That's what I mean.
Yeah, well, you have to realize like a lot of these wide receivers wear no pads on their knee pads, or which is stupid.
They don't have. They barely like. They kind of
makes no
it's
sense
like in their pants now, and it's
no, but some of them actually wear like none.
And you know what? That's funny that you say that because I coach football up here, and that's one of the rules. Every play, like they don't look at every player, of course, on every play.
No.
But when they come out, the refs actually look how your knee pads sit on your knees. In the NFL, your knee pads are your thigh pads. They're thigh pads now. Nothing's covering your knees anymore. And that's insane.
I think if you get hurt or something, you can still get hurt. If you do that, it's your own fault.
You look at the linebackers back then, like Bosworth. Remember the picture of Bosworth where he had the big things, the neck roll.
They had those elbow pads too. Big ass elbow pads and stuff.
It was like you're resting bubble wrap, compared to now.
The knee pads like back like when I played in Pop Warner were like huge.
Yeah.
Like now they're like slim little things. Maybe that's why players are getting hurt more. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
I tell you, I'm looking at the pads. Some of these players there. This one kid went out. We had registration last week, and this kid said, "I have all my pads," and I was like, "They had to be registered through Pop Warner." So I'm looking at him. I was like, "Brother, where'd you get these?" He's like, "They're special made." I was like, "Bro, they weigh like 2 ounces. You can't wear these." He's like, "They're fine." I'm like, "No, these aren't. You can't wear these, brother. No, you can't do that."
Yep.
Had no lining. Like the shoulder pad was like this high off his shoulder. I'm like, "No, bro, no, can't do that."
It's not enough. Nope. It's just not enough. You have to realize some of these players as a professional. You have to I don't understand why the NFL even allows that safety wise.
Mm-hmm.
The shoulder pads are probably fine, but there should be certain standards being safe. Should you be able to wear none? Sure. It should be a standard of when you wear the same type of thigh pads or knee pads. I think it makes sense, but whatever.
Exactly.
They'll allow. God.
In Paul's, in his situation, if the kid actually got hurt,
it's a liability.
Exactly? It would come back.
Remember?
Why did you let him wear the? You know how parents are now.
Right. Well, you guys remember last year, Stacey. I don't know if you were with us last year, but when I was coaching last year, we had Timmy who was just doing a drill, and he got hit head on. And he was in a concussion in ICU for almost 6 days. Mm-hmm. And I went to the hospital. And I tell you that brought a light to my life, right there watching this kid,
Yep.
And it was just, he had the proper equipment. But, nowadays, man, I remember my son, if you guys look right behind me, that BR helmet right there, that was one of the first DNA helmets ever came out. And when I bought that for my son, Shane, that was like $380. I was there's no way I'm letting my kid play with this kind of helmet you guys have. This was like the first air helmet, where you put air and shocks in your head.
Yeah.
And the other ones were all this foam padding, you can get
from just padding like the old school. Yeah.
Right.
So no way. But nowadays it's
it's totally different now. The technology helmet wise.
Mm-hmm.
I can't imagine how some of those more advanced ones cost.
Yeah. Right. We went to
the NFL.
Yeah, we were over at the Johnstown high school over here, and we were talking to their team because that's where I want to coach next year. And I was looking to the JV stuff, and their helmets are so advanced even for a JV level. I'm like, you got to be kidding me.
But it makes sense, though. I mean,
it does.
Safety's important. I mean, it's not surprising. And I think it's good that they invest the money correctly.
The money, right, exactly.
That's exactly. If my JV varsity play football and their kids, I'm going to make sure the helmets are top notch.
Oh, yeah.
Or at least close.
Definitely.
Especially for them being so young.
Well, let me ask you guys a question here. I know it's you guys' show, but I want to ask you a question. I do the 215 Boys, the Cowboy Show, of course. The show. Thank you, Stacey. I appreciate it. But are they going to sign Barkley? I mean, what are they going to do here? Because every day I look on there, nothing.
Man, I don't know. And he hasn't even been at the OTs. He hasn't been there at all.
Well, it's voluntary, so I get that. Last year he was there.
I get that. But isn't next week where it starts mandatory?
Yes.
I think it's 2 weeks. Yeah, where you start getting a
little break.
Yeah, if you don't show up, you get fined, and that's what's going to tell you. Okay, well, I'm getting fined $50,000 a day here. How serious am I about holding out here? What am I going to do?
Exactly like that? You'll know sooner or later. And I've been thinking about it. Because when you tag a player and he doesn't sign it, can you trade that player?
I think you still own the right. It's not an unrestricted free agent, so I don't know the bylaws of that one. I honestly don't know that one.
That could be what happens if he doesn't sign.
But I still think they own the rights to him in a certain way because he was still under contract. He wasn't a free agent.
It was not an unrestricted free agent. No.
So they own him that last. He owns the Giants own the last year of him. They just hold the rights to him to being traded. They can veto. Yeah, they can veto the trade unless he holds out. And then it's going to become a contract dispute, just like what I don't want to see is this. This is what I don't want to see. And I don't think it's ever going to happen because Jerry's an idiot down in Jerry's world. I just don't want to see Saquon. Well, thank you,
Jerry is an idiot.
For the third time, I agree with you tonight.
Yep. We all agree.
Hold on. I got to go mark the calendar. I'll be right back.
Well, you do that first time. But my thing is, Dan, I just don't want to see a contract dispute where Saquon demands this, demands that, like Zeke did in Cabo, to strangle. I don't want to see that happen because I love Saquon Barkley as an NFL player, as a fan, but I just don't want him to see stranglehold. The Giants organization saying, "I'm not signing unless I get a 5-year, 68 to 69, $70 million deal. I want to be the top."
Well, I've heard they've offered him 13, and they pulled that.
On a 1 year, 3 or 4 year, 4 year.
3 maybe. I don't know. No one knows exactly because it was just mentioned. No one really officially reported it.
I mean, is he worth 3 years? 39? Is he worth that?
I'd say 13 is not a bad number. 12.5, 13 is not a bad number.
Yeah.
15, 16 is too much. But what Barkley has to realize, the running back market dropped like a rock.
Very true.
This offseason, because you have Josh Jacobs making what, 10, 11?
Exactly. Yeah.
You have some of the best running backs in the league not making that much.
Pollard's making 10.9 this run a franchise tag, and that's
so. I think I understand Barkley wants a contract, but what if we sign him and he tears his ACL or he gets another injury like that? I want to see him.
Yeah, not many players in the league anymore, Dan. I mean, it's old school. I think it's old school values. As we're all up there in age. To us, old school is a little bit different. Sometimes you got to bank on yourself one time, but now the players, they just want a big contract saying it's all about me. It's all about me. That's
why, exactly. That's why you got to see what he's really thinking, what his motivation really is. Mm-hmm. Is it all about the money? I understand he wants a contract. I totally get that. I don't know how much he got his rookie deal, but it's definitely, definitely would be more his second deal. I understand. Yeah. I think that if the Giants weren't cap kind of pushed against the cap, he would have been signed already. But you have massive contracts like Williams. Well, if he can restructure Williams, I think they'll sign him.
Well, you look at this year; you had to put out almost over $100 million between Danny and Williams.
Yep, and Dexter. They signed Dexter.
Dexter, yeah.
Yep, exactly.
It's huge money. Yeah.
So you have to realize is that, based on the years prior, before Shane and Dable got here, they're kind of in a cap crunch, and it kind of put them in a bind with who they could sign. They have to be selected. Dexter Lawrence is an important signing.
Sure.
You're going to have to sign Andrew Thomas. You're going to have to sign other people.
It can only get worse for you guys because Barkley's on a dispute right now. All your money is tied in Dexter Lawrence, and of course Danny and Barkley, those three as well. But just like in the Cowboys situation, next year you have Diggs being paid. After that, you have CeeDee Lamb the same year, Diggs and CeeDee in the same year.
Exactly.
And then after that, you have Parsons, who's going to break the bank.
Exactly.
It's
cap goes up, but still,
Yeah, I mean, your one player is going to. I mean, look at Parsons. Not to change the subject, but you're looking at Parsons maybe 15 to 20 million a year at that time. It keeps going up for his stature of linebacker, defensive end. He's going to break the bank.
He has a monster year.
Yeah, he's not going to take a 3-year, $60 million. He wants that 5-year. $100 million contract.
5-year deal.
Sure, and Diggs wants the same thing. Lamb wants the same thing, and it's like the players have all the leverage in the NFL now. That's all it is about.
But maybe because I know the Giants took Eric Gray from Oklahoma.
I like him. I
like him a lot. He seems like a very talented back, even though he's taken late.
Mm-hmm.
And maybe Shane's thinking if I can't get a deal, I'll trade him and get another piece, possibly. Or you get an asset.
Yeah.
Because I think if you're trading Barkley, he's you should get a good amount back for him because he's healthy. And
let's say if they do trade Barkley, let's say if that comes to that fact, okay?
Yeah.
Are you okay? I mean, I like Eric Gray as a 2-back over Breida. What do you guys think?
I like Eric Gray better. Breida I do like.
Mm-hmm.
But I think Eric Gray
is young.
Could be a more talented running back than Breida is.
The way he played in college, he's great out of the backfield too.
His vision, Eric Gray has, like what I know, is really good vision. Usually doesn't go down after first being contacted.
Mm-hmm.
And his cutback ability is really, really solid.
Yeah, I watched a lot of his college games, and I agree with that.
He's patient.
He is. Mm-hmm.
He's patient. That's what I like about him. I noticed about his film. He doesn't dance like Barkley did in the past. He hits the hole. He don't hesitate. He don't stop. He follows his assignment and uses his blocks and then takes off. And that's why I like him. He's not a burner, but I think he's a talented running back.
And I think that's a lot. That's what the NFL is coming to. I mean, just like I see on my show, Zeke versus Pollard. I call Zeke the poor man's Le'Veon Bell. He sits in the backfield and waits for the hole. And then you have Pollard.
He's still sitting.
What's that?
Where's he sitting now? Oh, at home. He's still.
No, he's not at home. He's in Cabo trying to, work out a deal with Jerry again, as far as I know. But it's like you said with Tony Pollard, he hits the hole fast. He believes in his block. He believes in the play call, and he hits the hole with speed and power. And that's the way Gray runs. That's what I like about it. Especially running an RPO. Your RPO is designed to hit the hole and go. Once that linebacker or that DN commits to that running back, that's when your quarterback takes off.
Like the cool thing about Gray is, if you say you sign Barkley, you put them both in the backfield at the same time.
That's like
split one of them out wide.
Scenario
like
is like we can keep Barkley and he can fucking
I think he'll be the number 2 by the end of the year, Gray. I really do. But I
think
remember
but you
that.
Know what I mean? Right. Like just someone who has who's been in the league for a while, like to just give them some tips.
But I don't know if you remember that they're doing like a wing T kind of option thing towards the end of the year, where they had, it was like a wing T. They had, a running back, a guy in the backfield, 2 guys on the side by the ends.
Yeah.
And they were running that motion RPO option to revert the opposite way
to the weak side,
to the weak side or the strong, depending on, it happened in the playoffs. They did that play to Bellinger. They put Bellinger there. They put like Breida there and put Barkley in the backfield. And use Barkley to RPO off, or you hand it right to the tight end going across. That could be Gray instead of Bellinger.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I like it either way. I think Gray's going to be the number 2 starter this year. I think he's going to surpass Breida. I mean, that's just my opinion.
I like Breida.
No, I like him too. I think Gray's a better fit with this RPO than Breida.
I think he's a fit for the offense, and I think that's why they took him.
Yeah,
I don't think they took him for depth. I think they saw his skill set fits what they do. Fits the RPO. He could probably catch out of the backfield. Got really good vision. I think that's why they took him. And they may not. I don't think he would last that long because he's still a running back. I mean, you can find your running backs. Eileen says, "I hope Barkley stays." I like to see him. So would I. I wish him all the best, but I think the incentive is very high for the Giants to want to keep him. Obviously, because without him, it will change their offense.
Last year was the first year we actually got to see him healthy the whole year. You know, and I mean, it was awesome. Like, come on, like I would like a few more years of that, please, and thank you.
Yep.
I mean, as a fan, I want to see him do well. Of course, as as an opposing rival, I hope I don't want to wish injury, but I just want to see him great because when he's great as a ball carrier, he's like a one-hit wonder on every play. You never know when he's going to take it to the house. That size. It reminds me of, honestly, going back to old school, like a Earl Campbell type days, where he just runs through you. His thighs are like, my God, it's so damn amazing. Like they don't call him Saquon Quad for nothing. You know what I mean?
Nope.
He is ridiculously in shape. It's unbelievable how, and that's what makes him good. Like when he decides to run ahead and not hesitate, he's tough. And that's what I saw about him last year. Last year, kind of in the beginning, but he started to not hesitate. And when he doesn't hesitate, he just hits a hole and doesn't try to do that dance thing. He's fine. You know what I'm saying?
And he's bringing guys with him.
Yeah. Yep. That's the thing. As a fan of the game, as a coach up here, I coach offense. That's the one thing that I can see for the Giants. If Barkley stays healthy, we know what he's going to be.
Yeah.
He could be MVP. He honestly could be MVP. The league.
He could be. I think he could be.
I think is if you get a solid running back number 2, like say if Gray steps up to his potential or what the Giants see in him, that 1-2 punch to take away the miles off of Saquon is going to be
exactly.
Great. That's just like the Barkley, the Pollard Zeke thing. Zeke finally knew his role. Come in, 4th down, get the first down.
Yep.
4th and 1, get in the end zone, red zone. This is my time. Pollard, you run it, you gas them, and then I'll break them down with the power. But it'll be vice versa with the Giants. But just imagine if Barkley does his thing, Eric Gray comes in to break off a long one with the gas defense. That's insane. I mean, it could be good if this works out for you guys. It really could.
Well, yeah, the thing is with Barkley is I don't want him having 300 carries a year.
That's what killed Zeke.
I want to keep him in the 220s or so.
That's what killed Zeke.
Under 250.
Yeah.
Oh man, I remember
year after year.
I remember when he came into the league, and I remember playing the job. Every time I see it, they would just run.
Yeah.
And run, especially run like versus us. All that we do is just run and run and hard, tough runs.
Now let me ask you guys this: now with the Dallas, drafted another Shoemaker in the 2nd round, which I love from Michigan. Luke Shoemaker.
Good. Yeah.
He's a great blocker, which tells me Dallas is going to run the ball a lot more. He's a blocking tight end.
Why not?
We have Ferguson with a great offensive line, just like that you said. But I want to ask you guys, with Bellinger, with the size that he's looking at now, swelling up to craziness, and then you pick up Waller, are you guys going to use him as more of a blocker, Bellinger, or are you going to put double tight ends in a lot of sets now?
I think they'll do both.
Okay.
I think he's a better blocker than he's a receiver, but I think they will do both.
Okay.
Because teams will be focused on Waller. They'll have no choice to focus on Waller.
Sure.
So when you're focused on Waller, Bellinger's
going
to be the guy open.
In there.
Mm-hmm. And I think it's a good philosophy because we all know the defensive lines in the NFC East. I mean, don't knock Washington. You know what the Cowboys D line is. Yeah. You know what the Eagles D line is. You got to put a chip block on one of those defensive ends.
Exactly.
And what better way to have a blocking tight end? And once he chips out, then you can just go for a little flat route.
Exactly. And the thing about Bellinger was he was really good at doing that little chip and doing that flat. That was kind of like his thing.
Yeah.
Waller's not going to be doing that, obviously.
No,
Bellinger to do the chip for a Parsons rushing, someone rushing off the edge. It gives just a split second or a half second to get Waller open. I think Waller healthy is dangerous for anybody.
But that's the key word. That's the key word. If that's the key word.
Yeah, even if he played 13 games or 12, he'd still make an impact. Well, obviously, I want him to stay healthy.
Yeah, I think he's going to be solid if he stays healthy. I'm probably looking at maybe 1,000 yards, this year. Honestly, I think
if he's healthy, he's 1,000-yard tight end because
I think he's going to have.
He was.
I think he's going to have 8 TDs and 1,000 yards this year in this system. With the running back, if Barkley stays healthy, that's going to take a lot of wear and tear off of him because you're going to have to put 7 in the box, 9 in the box, sometimes at all times. And Waller can break on any corner. He can break on any safety. And if you have a linebacker on him, good luck with that.
Well, that's what I'm saying. That's why I think that making that move was a really great move by Shane. But yeah, it's kind of a risk, but the reward is massive.
Now, what was that? A 3-year or 4-year deal?
Oh, I gotta go back and look. Maybe 3.
Yeah, I have to go look,
to be honest.
I think it was a 3 as well.
I think it was 3, but I think that getting Waller for like 11 million or something, 12, something like that, and he has no dead cap after 2 seasons.
Exactly, that's a good pickup. Yeah.
If he ends up having a problem where he breaks down a little bit, you could get rid of it, and then it won't cost you anything.
Exactly, it's dead space money. Yeah.
And actually, now I think about it, might be 4, not 3.
Okay.
Because first 2 years he'll get 11, like 11 and 11 or somewhere around there, and then the other 2 are the dead cap is nothing, but it's somewhere around there.
Yeah, I look at it like you just basically rented a good tight end for a couple of years. If he breaks down, he breaks down. Trade him in for something new.
Well, Shane's thinking of the future. He thinks that it'll help the offense.
Agreed.
It'll help maybe Jones develop a little bit more, give him a little bit more confidence for one more season, and then he'll make another move, draft another receiver, make a trade for a wide receiver. Like, say the Giants are really good. Like, say they at the trade deadline they want to do something.
Exactly.
It may, but yeah, we'll do. I want to do one more responses. You could take this one, Paul.
Oh, sure. Let me see. Oh, look, guys, listen. If you're injured out there in the PA area or New Jersey, give us a call. 1-800-HURT-123. Attorney Big Al, Jason Fine. Motor vehicle accident, slip and fall, workman's comp, personal injury claims. You can call him directly either at 1-800-HURT-123. That's the office he picks up 24/7. Or you can call him on his cell phone. Wake him up. Let him know. 267-962-4895. Or listen, if you're in the Pittsburgh area, give me a call personally. There's my number, 267-303-7324 for free consultation. No settlement, no fee. Office in Philadelphia, Cherry Hill, and Pittsburgh. Give us a call, 1-800-HURT-123, a.k.a. Jason Fine, Big Al.
But yeah, like for Barkley, that's what I said. The whole Barkley thing, I'm not even paying attention to it. Because
I'm kind of just
until he's signed, until something happens, I don't give a crap.
Well, let's talk about
FYI, Waller, the Giants inherited 4 years, $46.5 million.
Yeah, so it's 11, 12.
But after after the first year, he's not the first year he's not guaranteed any. Yeah. But he is not guaranteed any money after this season.
That's good. You're running him for a year. That's good. If he pans out, he pans out. Then you worry about it next year. Because if he gets through this year, he's going to say, okay, well, I signed that no clause, that no clause contract. Now it's time to pay me. If he balls out, that could be a good thing. It could be a bad thing. But that's the story about the year coming up here. You know what I mean?
Maybe Shane knows that. Maybe that's Shane's idea.
I thought you were waving at me.
Yeah, maybe they'll have him for a year.
Oh, that's right.
Maybe they'll have him
now
for a
you
year,
remember.
Get some production, and if you get the reward, you don't get hurt. Great. If he gets hurt, it's 1 year, and you could move on if you want to.
I agree with that.
What were you going to ask something?
What, me?
Oh, I thought you were going to ask me something or mention something.
He got distracted by the waving. It usually happens.
Yeah, it's never happened before because Stacy waved at me. I've been waving to her for 40-some years and she never waved back.
Yeah, so, like another thing.
I give you the New York wave.
You always told me I was number one. That's why you gave me that. Is that true?
No.
Oh God, my heart is broken again. Jeez.
Sorry, buddy.
All these years that went by,
I still love you though.
Yeah, but also another thing, obviously, it's going to have to improve is Evan Neal. If Mark wants to have a good season, if Eric Gray wants to have a good season, if Jones wants to have a good season, is Neal going to take that step forward, which I think he will. I know he's been changing his technique a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Schmitz is a rookie; he's going to have his growing pains, but I think that he's going to be a starting center. And then obviously Andrew Thomas is a lock at left tackle.
We really don't have a choice because
I'm not even worried about him.
So
the only thing I'm probably worried about is the guards. That's probably what I would say. But remember, they have a Joshua Ozudu who looked good at times at guard.
Mm-hmm.
They still have Matt Parrott. They have, I think Lemieux they don't have anymore. They still have Bredesen, who was really solid. So I think that, like I said, I think the offensive line obviously is huge for them. But I think John Michael Schmitz, you haven't heard a lot about him, but
that's John Michael Jingerheimer Schmitz.
I think he's going to be the X factor for you guys. I mean, what is the hardest position to come into the NFL from college and play center? I mean, you're the signal caller. You're the signal caller.
You have to make the calls, and you have to make the reads. You have to know where certain players are.
Right.
You just have to know all like real smart. Like,
yeah, I mean, you have to look at it. I mean, we are, like I tell my players up here, my smartest guy plays center. He might not be the biggest guy, but he's the smartest guy out there.
That's who's supposed to play center. You got to be the biggest guy.
Yeah, because we always say, like, I'll put my coaches out there on my 7-on-7 team out there in defense, and I'll move linebackers up and I'll shift over the whole line. And I need to hear him saying shift left, shift right. He's coming. He's not. He's staying. He's here.
Yeah.
Down block this way. I want to hear that. And I demand it from 13-year-old kids. But we all know coming from college, it is hard as hell. The game speed, the size of these linemen. And I wish him well, but man, he's going to be the X factor this year.
That's what I'm saying. It's really
kind of thrown under the bus.
Well, you have no choice, really.
No, I think he's fine with it. I mean, like about Schmitz, he seems like a very confident player.
He is. Yeah,
he carries himself pretty well. He seems like a pretty quiet person, like just in general, but his technique and how smart he is and his positioning is going to help him a whole lot. Right. That's something that he doesn't really have as much of a problem with. The only thing is he's not as athletic as other players. He's not the best athlete.
Right.
But his smarts and technique, he's always in the right spot, always in the right place.
Yeah, well, with the RPO, your center doesn't pull a lot. I mean, your guards pull a lot more.
He does, but he does. He can pull.
He can pull. That's what I mean. I think he'll be fine. I like
Minnesota had him pull a good amount sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
Like which is pretty impressive. But the thing about him is he looks for work. He looks for blocks. He's the type of guy to make a block, get a guy down, and then not do anything. He keeps working. Yeah,
I read something about him. He's like
buries guys.
He used to call him like the second level blocker. His first block is a chip. Just to gain ground control, and then he's always looking for the next level hit, which is a linebacker.
He's really good at picking up the twist.
Mm-hmm.
Like he's really good and really aware. And he's really good at picking up the twist. He knows how to double team. He knows how to pass guys off. That's something he's really. Some players don't know how to do that.
Mm-hmm.
Some players will, not know how to pass a guy off, and it gets the offensive lineman next to you in trouble. And that happened to the Giants a lot last year.
And you know what? I can't
especially with Neal on the right side.
Yeah, I can't wait to see this division this year. I mean, it's a rookie. Of course, coaches are going to go after the rookie. They're going to see what he's made of. You look at this division, man. Deron Payne for the Commanders, D tackle. You got Jordan Davis.
Yep.
And Jalen Carter on the Eagles. Yep. And then Dallas went out and got Mozzie Smith, the 350-pound nose tackle. Yeah. So it's going to be like, hey, we're going to see what you're made of.
The Eagles also improved their the division's ridiculous. So I think taking Schmitz, him falling to 57 was kind of a steal for them. But that's around where he was valued, I think.
Mm-hmm.
But I think Shane saw that he was there, and it was automatic. He didn't even think about it.
Yeah,
because he knows the trenches are important. And center, if they can fix their center, your guard doesn't have to be amazing. He could just be average and play solid. You don't got to be sometimes your center cover up for some of the glaring flaws in your other players next year. And I think Neal being next to like 3 or 4 different guards last year didn't help him, because I was thinking all season that you got to work in a tandem. Like, you work as a unit, but the guard and the tackle really work together more than the guard and center, I think. Guards and tackles are the ones who pick up those twists. So you really have to, if you're coming to the league as a rookie like Neal did, and the guard next to you doesn't play well, that's not going to look good on you, you know?
And they exposed the hell out of Neal. They exposed him big time. We've seen that.
It's his foot. It's his feet. It's not his strength. It's not he's athletic enough. He's physically gifted enough to do it. It's his feet.
Yeah, it's his backpedaling. That's what it is. It's his first move.
It's his first step and sometimes his second step. But at times he played dominant football, but at times he wouldn't. So I think he was talking about changing his technique a bit, but I think having 1 year in the NFL, because Andrew Thomas struggled mightily, especially versus the Cowboys, and now Andrew Thomas gives up like a pressure a game maybe, so that's what I'm looking for from Evan Neal. I'm looking for Evan Neal to make that jump, and if Evan Neal can make that jump that Andrew Thomas did similarly, and Schmitz plays well, I think their offensive line will be much better this season.
And the thing is, too, you got to have a uniform system. 5 guys starting for a length of time. Like cohesive unit. I mean, you have to have that, because if you don't, you have plug and play players who are coming this week. Musical chairs. You don't know. The system that they run. You don't know the timing count. Just like with a quarterback coming in there. Your starting quarterback. You know his cadence. You get the rookie guy coming in, or a backup QB2 coming in. The voice is different. The cadence is different. The sound is different. The snap is different. I want the ball a little lower. I want the ball a little bit higher. And at an offensive line, people don't realize what that is. When you sit next to somebody, okay, he has a slow first movement. I can pull this way. He can pop back. We can pick it up. That's something that people really don't understand. That's why the game is won in the trenches.
Oh, of course it is, because if you don't play well in the trenches, obviously you're not going to be able to complete passes. Your quarterback's going to get killed. You're not going to be able to run the ball. And that was a tough thing for Barkley. Was he was stuck behind a bad offensive line a lot of the seasons he was here.
Yeah.
That's the way it is, and you hope, like I said, I just hope Evan Neal takes that jump. That's really what. I
always go back to the one thing. Go ahead, Eileen.
Eileen says, "You all need to. You need all you can get to beat the mighty Jets." I mean, I think the Jets will be solid.
Eileen, I didn't know you were a comedian too.
Damn, those jokes only work when Evan's around. Yeah, Evan takes the bait every time. That's why.
Yeah, he does.
Anytime the Jets are mentioned, he's like, "What, the Jets? You think the Jets down?
Yeah,
the Jets." Sometimes I don't like that about the Jets.
Sometimes when you got the baby in the family, you can take those jokes there.
Jets are good. That's going to be a tough game.
Yeah, it's going to be very interesting to see the Jets this year. I have to say.
It's going to be interesting. Hold on, I got another comment here. All that money, Ken Fry says, all that money going to skilled people.
The
fat guys that win the game.
That's right.
That's one thing. Like, if I could do all in one thing over, like my son was 6'1", 240, played linebacker all throughout his high school and little league, played QB and everything. But man, if I could do it all over, I'd be feeding that son of a bitch steak and potatoes every day. To make him an offensive lineman, because they have a better shot to go. Size matters. Like, I hate to say that word, like, this sounds different. I just made myself sound stupid. Size matters there. But,
athleticism, size,
exactly.
Yes, there you go.
Yes.
But you're right. Size does matter.
Oh, it does. Well, look at me then. I should be the most valuable player in the world then.
Not that kind of size.
No, but that's why a lot of you see a lot of offensive linemen from small schools do well in the NFL.
Yeah,
because they have the size and the athleticism. They just didn't get recruited. Sometimes, there's so many players out there.
Yeah, I tell you what, last week we had registration, and we signed this one kid to come play for us from another district. Yeah, we recruit. Yeah, we do. So what? But his brother came in and he was talking to me. He was like, "You're the coach up here?" I'm like, "Yeah." He's like, "What kind of off?" I was talking to him. I was like, "Where do you play?" He's like, "Where do you think I play?" I was like, "How old are you?" He's like, 15. I'm like, "Oh, whoa, time out a second. You're 15?" He goes, "Yeah." I was like, how tall are you? He's like 6'2". He's like, "How much you think I weigh?" And I was like, "About 220. He's like, well, wait, 280. And he plays for his JV team, and he's on varsity as a freshman.
What the heck?
Yes, and he said, I didn't even start until I'm not even starting this year probably. My offensive line is bigger than that. I'm like, good God.
What?
Yes.
Where are they feeding them kids?
15, 6'2", and he's about 280. And I'm like,
he's just genetically gifted. I mean, that's just
exactly. You know what? No, I don't think he's genetically gifted because his little brother is 13. He's going to be one of my specialists because we can have two 13-year-olds on the team. Yep. And he has to be under 135 pounds. He's 100-pound noodle wet. So the genetics aren't there. You know what I mean?
For the other one, they are.
I wanted to say, boy, I don't know if that was your dad.
Somebody stole them all.
That's what I'm going to say. I don't know if that's your mom and dad over there. Your mom was doing something else, but that ain't your real daddy over there. Your daddy is like 110 pounds. So I don't know.
I'm going to do sponsor real quick.
Yep.
Because we have a dollar. Just keep going and going. Not your average Janes. Girls Travel Softball League. Ken Fry hosted the Bat Cave and Vegas Sports Scene. His daughter plays for the team. They're always looking for donations and sponsors to help, pay for travel, cover equipment, cover field costs, cover, renting field, painting the field. As we know, things are getting more and more expensive these days, but they're always looking for donations. So you can reach out to Ken Fry directly or Paul Spencer now at the Box Sports if you're interested in helping out Not Your Average Janes. So, contact them if you want to, help them out. Not Your Average Janes.
Yeah, man. Every little bit goes around. Ken's family to us. So, if you can reach out to him, anything matters. $1, $5, $10, $20, whatever helps.
Anything makes a difference.
He was just telling me about the cost of softballs now. Just for 12 softballs.
It's ridiculous.
It's like a mortgage for these kids, and these kids deserve so much. Yep. And it's so hard to give them what they do. So if you can, guys, please just reach out to Ken, directly. Yep. He's on every Wednesday morning at 10 a.m. and every Saturday night. So if you can't reach out to him, we appreciate it. Thank you very much.
Yeah, it's always good to support youth sports.
Exactly.
Learn a lot from playing sports.
They shape our future.
Exactly. Mm-hmm.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
But like I said, a slow week for the Giants. All you hear is rumors about Barkley. I'm more interested. The only thing I'm really interested in is hearing from the players themselves.
Yeah.
Hearing the interviews from the coaches, from from the rookies, from the second-year players. Obviously, the questions they get asked are stupid half the time.
And you know what? It's
I'm like, why are they asking this question?
And it's like some of the things you see are so much window dressing and eye candy, in these.
Exactly. Like
because,
highlight here, highlight.
I was watching some Dallas thing, and I get the feed. I watched their camp and everything, and they were running this package where they had Vaughn. Okay, Vaughn is a 6th-round draft pick who probably won't see the field at all, only on special teams.
Exactly.
They had him in the backfield. Excuse me, with Ronald Jones, which is taking the place of Pollard, and they had him. They had him in the same set. And then the reporter asked, are we going to see more of this Vaughn, Turpin, Pollard package? And the coach, McCarthy, was like, yeah, we're working on that. I wondered if I was there, I'm like, you lying son of a bitch. Okay?
Who knows right now? I think you just want to play.
You're just out there playing 7-on-7 just to get your feet wet, game speed, live reaction.
Exactly.
This guy won't even see the field. You're telling me this is what we're going to run this year? Get serious.
You don't know what you're going to run this year.
Do you know who the interviewer is? Is it a former Cowgirl?
No, it was I think his name started with Dennis Burchard or something.
It's Scruggs.
No, it's not Mike Scruggs.
Okay.
I know
Scruggs does. He does the local.
Yeah.
Dallas.
It was some guy named Dennis, something like that. He was just like one person out of the crowd who raised his hand. The one kid in the back of the room with one question. 10 seconds of fame. That's what he has.
Excuse me, sir.
Exactly.
Yeah, but they haven't even started. I don't even know if they've got their playbooks yet.
Exactly. Now this is funny.
I'll be honest.
Now I'll tell you, I was telling Joe Sullivan this. I can't guarantee it. I'm working on it. If it happens, it happens. My son went to school with one of the Eagles players, DeAndre Swift, at prep.
Oh wow!
They played with them, and reached out to my son. He was like, "I'll text him." He actually got back to my son and said, "I'm so busy right now." He's like, "Shane, I don't even understand the playbook yet." And he was like, "Would you hop on the Sully squad with them?" He's like, they talk 4-for-4 Philly. He's like, well, you're a Cowboys fan. He's like, screw the star. I'm a bird now. And that's what he said to my son. And he was just like, Shane, honestly, I don't even know the playbook right now. They threw this playbook at me. And he's like, the word run. Yeah,
they give you a tablet now.
This is the tablet. But he's like, this is what he told my son. He's like, the word "run" is in Detroit meant run the ball. Here in Philly, it's a different terminology. Every verb he called every verbal language is a different terminology.
Totally different because you got to make those calls out loud.
Exactly. So he's like, one word is a whole play flip, which I understand because we run audibles here, but just
like
imagine
Omaha. Like,
well, you know what Omaha means, right?
How many times have we heard that?
Do you know what Omaha really means?
Nothing.
It does mean something, though.
Oh.
This is something I never understood in football. Omaha does have a meaning, but if you go back and watch Peyton Manning's games where he used Omaha, you know the snap count. The next Omaha means next sound.
Oh, okay.
If you ever watch Peyton Manning, as soon as he says Omaha, it's always the next sound. It's always the first sound.
Yeah, but he would say Omaha a couple of times.
That's only when he has his hand. Like if he has his hands down and he says Omaha, that's when it means next sound. I went back and watched it. I'm like, you got to be kidding me. How like you never picked up on this? I never did either. You know, because I tell you what, we were up. Dan, you know, I talk about high school, Pop Warner football every Saturday when we win. And last year we were up one time, 77 to like nothing against this one team in the third quarter, and we get fined, of course. But our parents pay the fine. They want me to run the score up. They gave me a thing where if I score 100, everybody will take me out to dinner for the entire season, after every game. So that's my goal, to score 100 points in one game. You know, but we had a quarterback last year. He was so funny. He was so funny. He went up. We were up like 77-0 that game, and I wanted to win so bad. I wanted to run up to 100. I said, you know what? We ain't going to get 100. We have like 4 minutes left. We ain't scoring 23 points. Go out and have fun. He goes out there. No shit. He does this. Omaha, Omaha, Omaha. Then he does this, like Peyton Manning. Like he's acting like Peyton Manning. And then they called a delay of game on him, right? So I pulled him over, and I was like, what are you doing? He's like, I'm being Peyton Manning. I was like, let me explain something. Peyton Manning never got a delay of game, okay? He knew what the hell he was doing. You're just acting like a complete idiot out there, you know? And he was like, I'm sorry, coach. And I was like, now go score a touchdown. But yeah, I mean, let me ask you guys, who's your favorite Giant of all time, and who's your favorite NFL player of all time?
Oh, Jesus.
LT.
Jesus never played. Dan, I'm sorry.
LT.
Really?
LT is my favorite Giant.
Okay.
But I think Michael Strahan is my favorite. Even I know he was still a Giant, but he's just so well-rounded. Like that guy can do anything.
I'm gonna say Michael Strahan. It's my favorite Giant. My favorite player of all time, Barry Sanders, probably.
Wow, Barry Sanders. Could you imagine?
I love running backs.
Could you imagine Barry Sanders on the team of the '90s of the Cowboys?
Probably would have 2,000 yards every year.
Every year.
Probably.
People don't understand. When he played at Detroit, it was 11 man against him. That's all they put. 9 in the box every time they seen the ball.
They still couldn't stop.
They couldn't stop him still. Yeah.
They still couldn't stop him. I mean, I think it's smart he retired. It's too bad he wouldn't win a title, but he was smart. I think he was smart.
He was.
So Barry Sanders, I don't know.
My favorite player for the Cowboys. My player for the Cowboys would be Jason Witten. Is my favorite player for the Cowboys all time for what he stands for, on and off the field. And my favorite player in the NFL is Peyton Manning. I just love how he played the game.
Yeah, Peyton Manning was unbelievable. He was a great quarterback.
My thing was like you never had to have a head coach with Peyton Manning.
He basically was.
He ran the ship himself. He
knew the offense so well, and
like
unfortunately, he didn't have the best defense years, but it was tough sledding those years. You had the Patriots, you had the Steelers, it wasn't easy to necessarily win.
Right.
It's never easy to win a title. That's why people. That's why having 5 is.
And just imagine if he was in the NFC. Just imagine if he was in the NFC. How many times did he run up against Brady that killed him? Just imagine if Brady wasn't there, number one, or if he was.
It would have been them instead.
It would have been them exactly. Every year it was them. Yeah.
They were dominant every single season, and Brady's got all the records, but he played a lot longer, stayed healthier.
Mm-hmm.
I think that Peyton's still an amazing quarterback, though. He's one of the best I've ever seen.
Mm-hmm. Now I gotta ask you guys one more question, and now this is a personal question because Evan's not here tonight, so I need you guys' opinion. Okay. Okay. Now last year we had the bet. Me and little baby Av, where he had to shave his head and I would shave my head, but unfortunately I didn't have to. Of
Should
course,
have maybe get a mohawk instead.
But here's my thing. I think, getting a tattoo is a little too extreme,
I agree.
Yeah, because that's
so I won't go there. Yeah, that's permanent. Hair will grow back in some cases for some people.
The truffle shuffle.
Not all of us, Paul.
That's what I mean. That's why I'm dreading that bad. But here's my thing. What do you think Danny Jones, or what do you think the Giants' record is going to be next year overall? And what do you think? Because I want to take it not to Danny Jones, but I want to go record for record this year. What do you think the Giants' record is going to be this year? Early.
Like first how many games?
For the entire season. Let's go whole season.
Well, you said early. I thought you meant
I mean early prediction. Early prediction wise.
This is bold, but I'm going to stick to my 11-6.
11-6. Okay.
Bold, but I think.
Okay.
Hey, you know what? I said 17-0 last time when we ended. I'm gonna say 17-0 again, friend.
That Dallas Heat has gotten to you, girl. Oh my God.
Yeah, I could never say 7. I would never say 17-0, but I think 11-6.
11-6.
Let's go for that perfect season. Yeah. Like I said, you always have to be positive, guys.
You guys
positivity.
You guys got flies down there?
Got a comment scales.
There's fucking wasps, motherfucker. That's what.
Said, well, he was 3-2 versus Brady in the playoffs, so he wasn't too deterred.
Yeah, that's true. 3-2. I mean, that's
interesting.
It is a good record. I honestly thought he was 500. I thought it was like 3-3 versus Brady.
Well, the problem is Peyton would have one of those games where he'd throw like 4 picks or something.
Yeah.
The one game he did have 4 picks. Yeah, the one game he did have 4 picks. I remember that. Yeah.
Well, that's the thing. Like Peyton is a great quarterback. Just in the playoffs, he just wasn't as great.
Mm-hmm.
But he's still a great quarterback.
I mean, you look at the days Belichick had that defense. Belichick is a Yoda of defense. We all know that, of course. And the Colts always had the greatest offense. Going back to Marshall Faulk days, then you had Edgerrin James, of course. Then of course, when you had Marvin Harrison,
then you had unbelievable.
What was the other one? Drawing a blank here. What was the other wide receiver? Gosh, the other one.
Oh man, Clark, the tight end.
No, not the Clark. The other wide receiver.
I was thinking Edelman.
No. I'm talking about the Colts. Oh yeah, Colts.
On the God. Well, I thought you were talking about the fucking.
I'd have to go look it up to be honest.
He's on the tip of my tongue too. It wasn't Marvin Harrison. Who was it? I got to look it up real quick.
It says, yep, yeah, Denver.
Yeah.
Even though I think here we go. This might be it. Reggie Wayne.
Thank you, Scales. I appreciate that. Reggie Wayne, exactly.
Says, yep, that's it.
Exactly. I mean, like
he's good too. Reggie
everybody
Wayne,
said, when Harrison was gone, he was on the back end. But you look at Manning's numbers between him, Wayne, and Harrison are top 10 in each category. For both that combination for both of them.
Yeah,
insane what he did. Insane.
Yeah, he was unbelievable. His son and Harrison Jr. is probably going to be even better.
Now I'll tell you what, I'm not going to boost this kid, but listen, I watched this kid. Like I'm a prep guy, but my kids went to St. Joe's prep, and I tell you what, I watched this kid from his 8th grade year coming into being on a scouting team because St. Joe's preps recruit you. He came in, Dan. I'm telling you,
you seen him play in high school?
I seen him play 2 years before I moved up here. Yes,
man.
This kid, I tell you, he is the most humble kid out there. Who is
good.
So nasty, 6'1", 180. That he's like 10. I don't want to say 10 times better, but I'm going to say probably 9 times better than his dad was.
Is he bigger than his dad? Taller?
He's same size. He's same size actually, but he's a lot smaller lengthwise.
Oh, okay, all right.
I mean, this kid
thought he was taller.
And the funny thing is this. I don't know if you guys know this, but okay. Marvin Harrison Jr. went to St. Joe's Prep. Okay, we all know Prep, 7 times state champs in the last 10 years. Nastiest PA school around. Now, his dad went to Roman Catholic, a rival of the St. Joe's Prep.
Another really great school.
They were good. They were good back in the day. Yeah, they're rivals. And there was an article, how did your son choose the Prep? And he actually said the reason why he chose the Prep is because he wants to play for the best and to be challenged every day on a top level. And Dan, I put in the group chat. You seen?
I like that. I like that a lot.
Prep schedule, didn't you? I put in the group chat.
Yeah.
They play the number 2 team in the nation in Florida, IMG Academy. 2 weeks later, near you actually, they play a Don Bosco Prep.
Don Bosco's really
which is number 6 in the nation. Then a week later, they go down and play Lakeland, which is the number 3 team in the country.
Where's Lakeland?
In Florida.
Lakeland's good.
They are. They're number 3 in the country.
Yeah,
so
they're one of the really. But Don Bosco, man,
yeah, and the game is on ESPN, so that tells you something how good this team will prep would be.
Yeah, that's going to be.
Which game? A Don Bosco game?
And this is a high school team.
Yep, the St. Joe's Prep. Now,
man, if Don Bosco is Don Bosco home for that game?
Yeah, we're going up near you.
Oh, well, I'll go to that game then.
Hell, I might. If I'm down that weekend, I go. Last 2 years ago, last year I didn't go. The year before, I went down to Florida.
Yeah.
I went down to Florida to watch them play on ESPN.
Yeah, like they, but yeah, I've gone to Don Bosco games up a big-ass freaking hill.
And Dan, when you go watch a Don Bosco prep game, the offensive linemen in high school are still 300 pounds.
Oh, they are.
It's insane.
They faced this defensive tackle. I went like last year or the year before. Mm-hmm. That was like 300 pounds in high school from Louisiana, some Louisiana high school.
I'd say the
Don Bosco's, they only won like 12-0. They were good.
The top two states in high school football are number 1 is Texas, and number 2 is Florida. Those are the recruiting power.
It's not.
Well, I was gonna say, like the here they travel within Texas. Mm-hmm. I don't think they leave the state.
Well, no, the reason why states is down there in Texas. Like I follow, Max Prep. I watch all their, some of the games and stuff, and I follow it. On the college football show, me and Bill Furman, he lives in Florida, and he knows all about the Florida teams. I know PA teams, and we people don't understand with Texas teams, you don't have to travel because you're playing powerhouses every week in your own division. Here in PA, Dan, you know just as much as I do. Here in PA, St. Joe's Prep has no challenges at all until they get to the state championship. That's why they go out. They don't care about the national rankings. They don't care if they go 0-3 in the preseason. They play the top 5 teams in the nation.
Exactly.
Every year.
So when your schedule is like that, it's a totally different level. That's what Don Bosco's like. They play some public schools here. Mm-hmm.
There's one team called St. Peter's Prep. I don't know if it's near you. They're pretty good too.
I think they're in New Jersey, but
they're in Jersey.
The 3 big ones in Jersey are Bergen Catholic, Don Bosco, and St. Joe's.
Yeah,
we have a St. Joe's also.
Exactly. Yeah.
Bergen Catholic and Don Bosco played the state title last year.
Yeah, Bergen's good. I actually seen their game when I was.
Bergen Catholic is really good. All 3 of those.
And it's funny you mentioned that. I'll go look back on Max Prep's
title contenders in the nation.
Yeah, Prep played them. It was either last year or the year before. Bergen, New Jersey.
Bergen Catholic is really good. Paramus Catholic also is solid, but they're not.
Yeah,
they're not as good. Those are the 3 power. Those 3. Or sometimes all 3 of them are in the top 10.
Yeah.
Sometimes
that's why all the time. That's why I call it Prep schedule. Here, like the Catholic League, the public league, it's a cupcake league. It's a cupcake schedule for them until they get to the semifinals. Like last year, they played Harrisburg, and Harrisburg was 14-0 last year. Solid team. Everybody thought they would beat Prep.
They're not them.
Prep went up to Harrisburg, Hershey Park. It's like every year it's a ritual for me to go because I know they're going to be there. I go there every year, and it was like 34-0 at halftime. Prep was up that fast.
Yeah, it's over.
And I'm like, wow, this is insane. They're that damn good.
Yeah, it's called another sponsor. You could do this one, Paul.
Sure, throw it at me. All right, guys, listen. If you're hyped like me every day, you want to know why? It's because Monkey Cold Coffee. That's why I'm so hyped every day. You got to get it out there. If you like coffee, give them a jingle out there. Bourbon chocolate chip coffee, their new taste, toasted rum coconut. Listen, if you need it out there, get it. Use promo code OOTBS Sports at the checkout at monkeycoldcoffee.com. It all goes to a good cause as well. Listen, Robin Ray Larson, a great family member of Monkey Cold Coffee. The owner, Matt, actually donates a percentage of his sales right to the National Pediatric Foundation at nationalpcf.org. It goes a long way. 2 great causes in one shot. Great coffee, great sponsorship to an organization, nationalpcforganization.org. So listen, if you love coffee and you love donating to a great cause, please make sure you do that and get some great coffee for yourself. And also get a shirt. And also real quick, Dan, you can go ahead and take that off there real quick.
Yep.
Also real quick, next month, starting July 1st, I have about 15 shirts here from Monkey Cold Coffee sent to me by the owner, Matt. We are going to give one viewer out there a shirt from Monkey Cold Coffee, okay? But you have to follow the Big Blue website, Big Blue Twitter account, out of the box, and we're going to have a live viewer on the show, and you have to be present on the show to get the shirt, and we'll send it out to you directly. So if you want a new shirt out there that has a Roderick, the big monkey on there, make sure you subscribe to all channels.
Yeah, absolutely. But that's what I said. Like when the season starts, I'll go with some Don Bosco games. They're like right up the road for me.
Yeah, if I'm out there that week, well, maybe we'll go up there. I know it's on a Saturday. I usually come down Wednesday.
Oh, yep. Yeah, typically they play on Friday. Typically.
Yeah, usually it's a Friday night light with like prep. Yeah, they're playing on ESPN this year and IMG this year on Friday night. The season opener.
Bosco is at all?
I can look it up. I can look it up later. Yeah, well, definitely. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
Man, I wish it was regular season already, guys. We have so much more to talk about.
I know. There'd be so much more to talk about.
You know what, guys?
Look, what else?
We've actually done this for an hour and 10 minutes now.
That's because you guys have the best person on the show tonight. That's why. You know what I mean?
Yeah, me.
I know. I'm here.
Stacey, I have a question for you.
Oh, here we go.
Oh,
okay.
We go.
All right. Something has been on my mind for the past.
Are we gonna get banned?
No. something has been on my mind for like an hour and 11 minutes coming up here.
What's Stacey, behind me?
What the hell is on your door?
A wreath of some kind?
Okay.
Flower wreath?
It was an Easter wreath.
Yeah.
And I remember I'm in a 2-bedroom apartment. It's kind of hard to find somewhere to, store things. So I left it up as a spring wreath. So tomorrow I'm gonna go to the Dollar Tree, bucket and quarter store, and I'm gonna get me an American flag one.
Okay.
And then I'm going to throw this one out.
All right. Real quick. My next thing real quick. You just brought something to my attention today. Okay. Today I was up in Pittsburgh with a cheerleading thing for my niece. And on her way back, she's like,
you're a cheerleader.
Whatever. Ha, ha, ha. I got to do something, But on the way back, she was like, I need to stop at the dollar store.
5 pounds in 4 months.
Hey, you got to do what you got to do, right? Everybody can cheer. I'm pretty good at that shit. You know what I mean? Hey. I can spell too, so it works out. So... Now, that's that MC Perry education and 29 Palms education. Inside joke there, But my thing was this. Now, she's like, I need to go to the dollar store. So we went to the dollar store. No shit. We walk in there and I'm like, I go back to the freezer because I wanted an ice cream. So I'm back there and I picked up these taquitos. Okay. They're in a box. There's 24 of them in a box and they're by, I forgot who the maker was, just like Walmart sells them, but we buy them. And I bought 4 boxes. I'm like, oh shit, $1.25. Why not? I get up to the register. I had an ice cream. She had an ice cream, a pack of like pens or whatever that she needed, certain kind of pens.
Yep.
So it was like 7 things we had. So it'd be like under $10. So I pull out a $10 bill and the lady's like, that's $34.99, 34 something. I'm like, did you ring hers up? Who did you forget here? What's going on? She's like, these are $5. The taquitos. I'm like,
they're $1. Okay, so it's the Dollar Tree Plus now.
Yes. I didn't know that. I'm like, wait a minute, what the hell is this? And she's like, it's $1 plus. I'm like, $1 plus the 25 cents, you mean, right?
$1.25, yeah.
She's like, no, we have $1, $3, and $5 items now. And I'm like,
really?
When is this? And she's like,
no, and they don't have dollar. It's $1.25, $3 and $5.
Yes, and that's why I said to her, she's like, we're $1 plus, and I was like, no, I understand it's $1 plus 25, so that's the $1 plus. And she's like, no, we are $1, $25, $3, and $5. I'm like, are you serious? And she's like, yeah. And she's like, do you want them? I'm like, hell no, I don't want those taquitos.
No, I can get them at Walmart for fucking cheaper than that.
Exactly, and I get them in the box. I couldn't believe that. I'm like, you got to be kidding. The Dollar Tree is like $1 plus now. I'm like, what the hell is going on?
Yep. Yeah, five below went from Five Below to Five Below Plus.
Exactly. I went in there a couple of weeks ago and they had like $30 items in there. I'm like, wow, this is pretty good for $5. Then I see the sign that says $30. I'm like, well, it used to be Five Below, now. Now it's five times the exponent. Like 5 times 5 is 25 now. Yeah.
Oh,
damn, that's what we should have called it. But yeah, it's craziness how everything costs so much now.
And now they like to do their Christmas specials. Like all of a sudden they had like a drone at Five Below, and they're like, this is $25. I'm like, I'm not buying a drone first of all. Second of all, I'm definitely not going to buy it from Five Below.
Yeah, I have a drone. That son of a bitch crashed in like the first 3 hours and cost me like $200.
Yeah, you need to learn it a little bit.
Well, I did read the instructions. Up is up and down is down. Well, I pressed up, the son of a bitch went down, okay? Right to the ground.
Did you have the controller upside down?
At least it wasn't through your window or something.
No, the antenna was up, so obviously it was the right way. Okay.
I was just asking the question.
Yeah, you know me. You know me far. You know me far.
A friend of mine, he has a helicopter one, or had. But man, he'd get that shit going pretty good, and he could get it like zipping down, like ducking. But then he would like accidentally run it into stupid shit like the ceiling fan.
Well, that's why it's good to have
it doesn't have any
wide
more
open
blades.
Space.
Yeah, I mean, I figured all I have is trees around here.
He liked to do it inside the house, and they were living in like a 1-bedroom apartment, and he's flying around this fucking helicopter drone.
Oh my god!
That's insane. I would never do that inside. I'd smash it into my TV or something, you know.
Yeah, I would probably cry. I would cry if that happened to me. I definitely would. Oh man, well, guys, it was a privilege to actually join you guys tonight.
Absolutely. I mean, there's not a lot going on in Giantland. You know, in 2-3 weeks there'll be a lot more. But like I said, no injuries.
Talk about
as of yet, and
no injuries.
Yeah.
Knock on wood there.
That's always good.
Before we go, do we have anything coming up on the schedule here?
Tonight?
Tonight?
For the rest of the week.
Tonight,
what we got going on for the
last show.
Oh, the rest of the week we got the schedule here. You want to go over the schedule?
Sure, let's do the schedule. Guys, here at Out of the Box, we want you to subscribe. YouTube, Facebook, Twitch, and Twitter. We're also on Instagram and TikTok. You want to see some funny stuff, you go to TikTok and subscribe. Guys, our schedule has changed out there. Things are moving around to give you the best schedule possible. Joystick Junkies from Friday. Now they're on Mondays at 4 p.m. Sully Squad. Just had Ray, a reporter on there tonight. Great guy as well. Of course, you got the Big Blue Power Hour every Monday now at 8:30, which I'm blessed to be joined tonight. And tomorrow night, you baseball heads out there, extra earnings with Joe Sullivan, Dave Yarnell. Wednesday's the Bat Cave. Coming back in 3 weeks, College Football Frenzy, 8 p.m. Tomorrow night, on Wednesday night, you'll check out myself and Dave Yarnell, the 215 Boys, the best show on the network. Of course, we already know. Friday, Thursday night, we got the 4-4 Locker Podcast. Thank you, Stacy. And, of course, Saturday, we have Vegas Sports Scene, of course. And coming on June 16th, what better way to celebrate my 52nd birthday with a new show? I'm not on it. We have Ken Fry, Dave Yarnell, the Atomic Podcast, coming June 16th. Old school wrestling, WWE action. So you better stay tuned as well. Also, guys, if you're wanting to start what we do out there, it's very possible to do. Anybody can do it. You love sports. You love talking about it. Have a good time with some friends. Reach out to me personally. Livestream Entertainment Company for all your needs and visions. Start your own podcast. We give you banners, overlays, live feeds. We can make it happen here. Reach out to me personally, 267-303-7324. There's my email, paulspencer215 at iCloud. Reach out to me. We'll make it happen here.
All right.
Yes. Mm-hmm. Who would have thought, guys? Who would have thought? We've been on here for 1 year and 2 weeks, and we have over 350 shows. Isn't that amazing?
That's awesome.
That's a lot.
That's amazing. Started this out, and you know what? Never thought it would be this way. And you know what? I'm having a time of my life with friends. I've known Stacy for years. Dan, you know, a privilege of meeting you. What better way to sit here on a show where it's yes, it's a rivalry, but you know what? It's all coming down to
whatever.
It's all in fun.
It's all well, some ways it's all in fun, you know.
I hope it's fun for us this coming season.
It's gonna be.
All I can say is week 1.
Yeah, you too.
Go Giants.
Go Big Blue.
You know, the funny thing is Dave and I were actually, and Matt Klein were looking at tickets. Those tickets are over $250 each already.
Wow.
Insane. And we're talking nosebleed where my Asian eyes ain't seeing the damn field, I'll tell you that.
That's crazy. That's actually surprising. But the Giants are a little better now, so that those games will get, be more expensive probably.
But you know, the funny thing is I can go down to Dallas and I can get a ticket for $25.
Yeah.
That's the crazy thing.
Yeah, Dallas, I mean, is also larger, I think.
Half the damn fans sell their damn tickets. They don't care.
Yeah, right?
They don't give a shit.
They don't give a damn.
That's what some people do. Some people don't go to games. They'll sell their tickets.
Well, listen, I have season tickets to the Penguins. I don't go,
Yeah.
I've already been told to save, what is it, November 16th?
What's November 16th?
Is that when the Giants play the Cowgirls in Dallas?
Oh, I don't know. I might try to come down for that.
It's either October 16th or November 16th, but we will be there.
It might be.
You going to that game, Stace?
November.
I will go and tailgate, but we have a whole big, huge setup. Like we've got TVs out there. Like you don't even need to go in the game. So we are outside, fucking we bring a grill, or the last time we went, one of the dudes brought a smoker and fucking.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
I tell you what, I went down there to Dallas, down there tailgating, and I've never seen an actual pig smoker in the parking lot. And I seen I couldn't even count how many I seen down there.
Some people don't fuck around.
No. I'm telling you, they don't fuck around here in Texas, man. Like especially when it comes to their barbecue.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
They don't fuck around.
I can imagine.
Man, we had some
bring their smoker on a little trailer. Weekend. It's like on wheels.
It was so good.
I remember that.
Oh, they make these massive fucking rigs. Like, you're used to seeing something that's, a little bit bigger than your regular average grill. It'll be fucking tenfold.
Yeah, this thing was like a George. Yeah, it was like a George Foreman grills on like a massive stage. Is how big this rig was. Like, I remember walking through there. It was me and my best friend. We went down there. He's a Cowboys fan. We flew down, went to the game, and he was just like, "We got to get something to eat." I was like, "Yeah, let's walk through the parking lot, get to the game. We'll go in and eat." And then people were so friendly. They're like, "Come on over, come on, get some grub." And I'm like, "Oh my god." Then you go to the next one. There's another roast, and like, come on over. I'm like, oh my god, I just gained 10 pounds.
I know, right?
It's like judging a barbecue. Is how good it is. It's that damn good.
It's a total. It's a different atmosphere down here. I mean, you still have your assholes. They're everywhere. It doesn't matter. You know what I mean? Like the first year that I was down here, so it was the 2016 season. We first. The first game that we played, the Cowgirls, we won. And I'm decked out at Giants. Dude, this guy wanted to beat my ass. And of course, it doesn't help that I was talking shit. Because he wanted to, and I was wearing my OBJ, and my husband was with me, thank God. Because he's like, you are not getting me in no fucking fight. So he had to kind of drag me off on down the road, stop talking shit to that guy. Man, he was crying though.
Yeah, some fans are crazy. Like me and my son, who used to go every year to, even going down to the vet and the link every year. We used to go to the Dallas Eagles game, and all my friends, do you really wear your Cowboys jersey? I'm like, yeah, I wear it. I don't care what you say. My only rule is don't touch me. You can say whatever you want, but you touch me. And I tell you, like my son, his senior year, he was like 6'1", 240, ripped, like big time ripped. And we were sitting there, and I had my Witten jersey on, and he had a Miles Austin jersey on. We're sitting there.
Austin.
Yes, number 19. Yep, we're sitting there, and it was like we were up, like I think that was a blowout game, like 35 something, whatever. We're up like 2 touchdowns, and we're sitting there, and I feel this water going down my back. So I turn around, I'm like, what the hell is that? And the guy's like putting popcorn in the back of my hoodie. And I turn around, I was like, bro, what the hell is your problem? And he's like, I'm tired of you Cowboy fans. So my son's big as hell, and I'm like, my son was like, I got this. He put his hands on his neck like this. Next thing you know, security comes up, because they have that thing where you call and security comes right down to your seat.
Yep.
So my son was like, they were about to kick my son out. And I'm like, no, we pay for these fucking seats every year. We're not going anywhere. It's this asshole behind me. So every one of the Eagles fans are like, yo, it wasn't the Cowboy fan. This dude's just a complete ass, And my son was like 17 at the time. And it was so funny. They're like, hey, little man, you want a beer? And I was like, yeah, he's 17. And I was like, you know what? Screw it. Buy them one. And they were buying them like beers and everything. It was so cool. Like some fans are assholes and some are not. You know what I mean?
Well, some fans, I mean, you have the assholes, but there are fans that are pretty cool people.
Oh yeah. And I tell you, like there are good fans, because like when I lived in Philly in 2017 when the Eagles won the Super Bowl, and I lived right by Chicken Pete's, the biggest sports bar in Philly that's sponsored there. Everybody knows what it is. I live 4 doors down from the original. And when the Eagles won the Super Bowl in 17, I went outside. And I know pretty much everybody in the area, their neighborhood.
Oh, I remember that.
They all walked down to Frankfurt and Cottman Avenue, right in front of my house, going right down Frankfurt Ave. I shook everybody's hands and I gave them a hug. I was like, yo, finally you guys got it. Congratulations.
Yeah.
I seen so many freaking fraud people wearing a jersey. I was like, bro, you just wore a Patriots jersey last week. Bro, you just wore a Broncos jersey last week. What are you doing? They're like, oh, my team won. I'm like, bro, get the hell out of here. I respect fans. I respect fans that stay with their team. Like, God, I've been with my team for 27 years and we ain't won shit yet. Like,
I'm not going to pick up on my team and not be a fan.
Never.
I will never wear another jersey
Never.
It'll always be a Giants shirt.
Yeah, or if the owner did something stupid or signed the wrong person, I still wouldn't.
Yeah, I'm still going to be a fan of my team.
No,
I know people that have done that.
And no offense, Paul.
Oh, I don't like what they've done.
You don't even. You've never lived in Texas.
No, I've only visited.
That's so. Like my thing is my team is that's my hometown. You know what I mean? Like that's where I'm from. That's why. That's why I'm a Giants fan. That's why I'm a Yankees fan. Like and that's one other thing I don't understand is fans. You've never lived there. Like, how are you a fan of a team?
I became a fan because of my dad. My dad was my dad was always his three teams that he loved, and they're my three teams from ever and ever. Notre Dame football every Saturday, every Sunday Dallas Cowboys, and every day Dale Murphy. You know, that was his favorite player. Going back in Atlanta Braves, that was my guys. Glavine, Smoltz, Maddox, you know. I've always been a Braves fan, never changed.
When I started watching baseball, that's the team I watched. That's the team that I was on.
It's the teams I grew up with. Yeah, teams I grew up with. Yep.
Everything else is the Rangers of New York. The same thing with the Giants, but NBA not really. Rob says, "What's up, Paul, Dan, Wheels, and Stacy? Fly Eagles, fly! Boo Eagles, boo!" I'd rather say just go Raiders, just win, baby.
Hey, speaking of the Raiders, there, Rob, how do you feel about this whole Tom Brady being owner and maybe possibly quarterback of the team?
I don't believe that's going to happen. I can't see that.
I don't either, but it's an interesting dynamic to football.
You know what? That's the way I feel about Brady. He's very smart. He's a businessman. You know, whatever he touches turns to gold. Number one. We all know that. Okay. Here's my thing. I think since Vegas is becoming the sports mecca of the world, they're getting the A's coming. They're getting an NBA team within the next 2 years. They got the Raiders 4 years ago, whatever. I think he just wants his foot in the namesake so he can draw another draw for the NBA team coming.
He's got his TB12.
Exactly, You know.
Comment here. Eileen says, when my dad came to this country from Ireland, it was the Jets. Jets Mets were big since it was around the time the Jets won the Super Bowl in '69.
See, that's the thing I can respect. Like Eileen, like she's a fan of her teams and she doesn't change her teams. You know what I mean? From day one, and that's what I respect so much from people.
Never. I will never waver. Although, the Giants a couple of years ago was looking a little rough, and I'm like, man, that Jared Goff, he's a pretty good-looking guy.
Oh, God.
That Sean McVay, he's a pretty good-looking guy, too. So I became, I don't even know what they are now, Los Angeles Rams fan for, I don't know, maybe 3 months. But I never once wore one of their jerseys.
No, definitely not.
But
Jimmy
Jimmy G. Yeah, so I might become a Raiders fan.
Settle down, ladies. Settle down.
Well, I'm waiting for the cat claws to come out here in a second, here, guys.
Yeah, but yeah. Thanks for coming on, Paul.
Yeah, I appreciate it, man.
It was fun talking about the Giants and all things football and other things related.
Talking about everything.
So
yeah, that's what happens when you're out of the box, right? You talk football.
We even had a little hockey up in here tonight.
Anybody know what the score is real quick? Does anybody know the score of the game?
Eileen, tell us the score.
Eileen, please tell me the score real quick.
Rob says, not surprised he's becoming part owner. I don't see Brady playing for the Raiders. No way.
If he does, it's going to be
go away.
If he does, it's going to be dead.
Oh my goodness,
4-0.
Yeah. Vegas is at 4-0.
Yes.
Yeah, they were up 1-0 earlier. Holy cow!
Yep.
Thanks, Eileen.
I'm telling you, they're going to win it. They ain't going to lose. I just don't think Dallas is good enough.
Wow, Vegas 4-0.
They're not playing Dallas. They're playing the
Florida. I apologize.
They already beat Dallas.
I apologize.
Yeah, that's their ass. All right, parlay is won tonight, guys. That's good news.
Awesome.
Yeah, I've been betting college baseball. You believe that?
Oh,
Panthers pulled the goaltender, and it's not even in the third.
Oh, yeah.
Wow.
In the second? Holy
crap. Well,
all right, we got to get off of here.
I've seen crazier things happen. Yeah, I've seen crazier things happen. So
I know. I got to watch. You got to watch the last period.
Oh, exactly. Thanks everybody for joining us. Our new time, 8:30 on Mondays, Big Blue Power Hour. Evan will be back next week. Thank you, Paul, for joining us.
Thank you.
And everybody have a good night, and we will see you next
Paul.
Monday.
Love you too, Stace.
Later.
Love you too, man.
Take care. All
right.